Hello, beautiful people. It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're back again with another video, and this is about Diddy and Terrence Howard. Most of you already know him from Empire Lucius. Yeah, so we're gonna check this together. This is from the Valuetainment channel. Quite interesting title, by the way. It reads: Puffy tried to smash me. It's F me. Terrence Howard reveals shocking Diddy meeting and Hollywood's dark secrets. Anyways, is any of this surprising? It is not surprising because lots of people have been talking about this for a while now. But again, it's also interesting to hear what others have got to say because believe you me, everybody's experience is most likely going to be different. It's not always going to be the same. So we're going to check this together and all of your thoughts and your contribution at the end of the video. Let's dive right in.
There's a short life in
why do you think that is with the creative side?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to
True. That's why you see regular person who will be doing okay, would have the right mindset and whatnot and whatever. When they get into Hollywood with all of the glamour and whatever they do, you see that they live a completely different lifestyle. They get involved in drugs, whatever. And I mean, it is fancy, but again, sometimes they have to kiss the ring, sometimes they have to sign the deal or so sell their soul to the devil. Which I mean, at this point, we you see, with all of the agenda they push or whatever, they always have one mission or the other. So it's no surprise at all.
sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high. There's a lot of things that
Let me take
are, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it. A man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time.
Yeah.
You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all.
He is onto something. And yeah, lots of people will look at it and think it is a joke, or maybe just like what people have been saying for some time now about him, that maybe he's high or he's onto some drugs or whatever, when he starts saying some science things and some deep dark things. Like sometimes we know, but it's just because somebody is coming to say those things that isn't scared or is like, well, damn it, it's about time, let this be an eye opener. And when people come out to say some things, people be like, well, this person is doing some drugs or whatever. But what he's saying, people should be listening to this message and should be listening to what he's saying, because the truth is, they don't want you to know what is going on in Hollywood. Think about this. Why do you think whenever somebody comes to share or spill things that are happening or that is happening in Hollywood, yeah, they always say the exact same thing? They say the person is on drugs or doing drugs, or the person is psychotic or having mental breakdown, or the next thing they are booking the person to psych ward or psych hold or whatever. Why is it always that way? The patterns, don't ignore the patterns. They're always going to lead you to something significant or something quite interesting. But let's go on.
All the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all
Okay,
those things
go
thinking
back.
I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So
I just wanted to say something about this because you see now the reason why they are fighting so hard with bringing some certain labels. Think about it. Why? Because now if you dare not watch a particular movie where you don't see the LGBTQ community, at least you're gonna see one or two of it in every movie that is being pushed right now. I dare you to watch any movie, and if you don't find any of it, like really, that is what they do. That's why they push. Because why, in the name of whatever, is a man wearing skirts, or why is a man wearing wigs or lipstick or whatever? And they want to make it or seem that it is funny. Nothing about it is funny. And this is it. Don't lose your manhood as a man. Just like a woman shouldn't lose her womanhood. That is a strong message right there. But yeah, we're gonna continue from the Puffy party because that is interesting.
greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary.
For what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and lose his soul? It's in the Bible. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. Bible. But you know what is quite interesting is there's a good thing all of this have been revealed to our faces, because when people have been talking about the dark things or the things that happens in Hollywood or happened in Hollywood per se, lots of people actually thought that maybe the people that are coming to share those things, they are not in their right mind. They just because things are not working for them, then they just want to sort of expose it. But that is not the case. They've seen a lot. And I mean, I've even I've checked a video where a particular actor, Hollywood actor's bodyguard, I think the actor is late, so his bodyguard was sharing and spilling some things that happened in Hollywood that he saw, which is insane. And ever since, I just can't take my mind off that video or off what he said, because that's when you hear some things about your favorite Hollywood celebrities and what they've done, you will never look at them the exact same way. And that is just the truth.
You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my
Oh
assistant
my
said.
God.
I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a different.
Shout out and thank goodness or thank God for his assistance. Because this is the thing, self-awareness. This is why lots of people miss those signs or miss all of this. Because imagine, and listen, lots of people, I love Licious, Terrence Howard, I love him. Ever since, lots of people are like, well, they think he's doing some drugs because he's not behaving the exact same way Hollywood is and whatnot and whatever. And I think he was blacklisted or so. I'm not sure. But lots of people think that, oh, yeah, they are not going to listen to him. But this message or this right here, this is the real one. Or this is what you should be listening to. Because we've said it, we're going to say it over and over again. In Hollywood, it's filled with glamour. So the lifestyle, they don't want you to see or get in the know or know what happens in Hollywood. So they fill it with glamorous things that will blindside you, both men and women. Because if they tell you what they do, the fact that Diddy is not even surprised or is no shock. So it's no surprise. The question here is, how many of your favorite celebrities have? That's a question. Because you're not gonna ever look at them the exact same way. Or how many of them is ever or can ever say no? Remember what Cat Williams said? Diddy is gonna party, or Diddy will be wanting to party, and you gotta tell him no. You gotta tell him no. Diddy be wanting to party. You gotta tell him no. How many of your favorite celebrities have gotta say no or would have the mind to say no? And it's not just Diddy alone. He learned it from somebody or from people. So how many more people are out there that does this messed up thing? Think about it. But we're gonna take it back.
Talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man, wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
Yes.
It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Yeah.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do.
This. This. Because why is a man wearing skirts? A straight man at that. Why is he wearing skirts? Why is he on lipsticks or on wigs? Think about it. Now, that's not just that. Your favorite musicians, your favorite actors, Hollywood itself is messed up. Now, think about it. Any recent movie or most of your recent movies that you see that pops up, just watch closely. Watch it closely because now you see almost, and there are some particular productions or particular directors or producers that are consistent, and you know their names. Or in all their movies, they have the letters group there. They have it. Why is that? Why are you always? Why are you? We understand that wants to be your lifestyle, but why are you pushing that to our faces or to people's faces? Why is that your mission? Why can't you create a movie where you don't have at least? We're not saying you should dish it. We're not saying that. But why in all your movies there would be one particular thing with the alphabet? The alphabet people are always gonna be there in every movie. Recent movies is even worse. I mean, back in the day, we get it that people still did not understand the Hollywood lifestyle and all. So sort of people sort of thought it was funny. Nothing about it was funny, but people seem to think that it was funny. So I mean that part would be excused. But now it's full blown in our faces. You barely find a movie that you don't see any of the alphabet people in it. Why is that? And then men wearing skirts, and they make us or want us to think that it is funny. Think about how many of your celebrities bent over, that are straight, that bent over. You will not want to know. And exactly, I think Candice Owens also said something that, because the reason why they really don't want to talk about this, or the reason why, I'm just paraphrasing. Um, I mean, not the exact way that she said, but I'm just kind of like summarizing it because you know that some of your celebrities or some like people know this celebrities who act or these roles or movie roles where they have like hero and all that, let's say like Superman or whatever. I really don't watch all those hero movies or superhero movies, but you know that if you get to find out that your superhero movies celebrities or actors also happen to have that masculine nature or masculine body physique and whatever, if you ever get to find out that this person is bending over, would you see them the exact same way? So more than likely, even if they bend over like that or they do like that, you're never gonna find out. Or they'll make sure you never gonna find out or you never get to find out. It's just sad. But with the industry, it is common practice that they sort of want to make it like, well, it should be normalized that even though you're not into that, you should like start questioning or you should want to. Why is that? Because Hollywood is more like a circle. It is their day-to-day life. And to them it is normal. So whatever they normalize in Hollywood, they want it to be normalized in the regular world. It doesn't make sense. But this message or what Terrence just said here is the message people should be listening to. And the fact that lots of people will think that if you come to spill or share things that happens in Hollywood, you're doing some drugs is insane. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.